Getting 90 by 90 is not hard in the PTE speaking, and in this video series, I'm going to talk about describe image. Particularly, if you have not watched my read aloud and repeat sentence, go back and then into my profile, you can find those videos. Let's focus on how to do describe image so that you can get full points. Different types of images like a bar graph and pie chart. It could be a picture of people. Like in my exam, I got two scientists. One was a kid and the other was probably a professor who doing like some kind of experiment, and then I just explained for 40 seconds. Speaking for full 40 seconds is not a requirement, okay? So you don't have to speak for full time. However, it is recommended that you speak for 30 seconds or more. In those 5 to 6 different describe images, you have to start with different templates, okay? You can't be saying the bar graph represents, the pie chart represents, the picture represents, okay? Instead of represents, you can use different words like shows, depicts, and illustrates, and even the picture is about. So make sure you have the variations in the first sentence itself. After that, you can use similar words, similar phrases, like, and then I can see, also we can see. I'm going to show you how to do describe image using our website milestonestudy.com.au. Without any further ado, let's go on to our first describe image. Okay, so here we go. We are into milestonestudy.com.au and I just log in. Nice. Now in this situation there are very few words. You see the water cycle, rain, evaporation, and ocean. Now we know that this is the process of evaporate. This is the water cycle, how water comes from the sky and turns into rain, then it comes into the ocean water, then evaporates you through the heat of the sun, right? There you go. This picture represents the water cycle where there are 3 components: rain, ocean, and evaporation. The first thing that happens is the clouds will drop out all the rain that is required due to the forest and all the ecosystem that is going around. After that, the rain comes down onto the water bodies like rivers and oceans. From there, it goes into the process of evaporation through the heat of the sun, and the sunlight is the main source of the water cycle. It can be said that the whole water cycle depends on the natural phenomenon, which is coming down the rain, and then the ocean water is evaporated eventually. There we go. Okay, so my pie chart is here, the heading is here, and I can see percentages very clearly. Okay, then after the beep tone, I can speak. This picture is of a pie chart which represents average cost of running a coffee shop. There are different elements starting from the highest percentage, which is taken by labor. It is 28 to 35%. After that, the second category is food and supply, which is 22 to 30%. And then the next is admin and lease and utilities, which is equivalent, that is 10 to 12% for each. And marketing is also holding 5 to 8%, whereas miscellaneous is 5%. Overall, it shows that the highest is taken by labor, and then the average cost of running a shop has got different types of elements into it. Okay, all right, so there you go. The word I've tried to get full points, however it is 83 by 90. This is a bar graph which represents coffee industry revenue starting from the year 2017 to 2023 on the x-axis, and on the y-axis we can see billions of USD starting from 0 to 100 billion. The first thing that we can see is in the year 2017 the revenue was only 70 billion, which increased gradually in 2018 and became 75 billion, and step by step it rise, and then now in the year 2023 we can see that it is the highest, which is 95 billion. So overall we can see that the coffee industry revenue has increased and there is a lot of money in this business. There we go. This picture is so similar to what I got in my real exam, so I'm going to take my time to explain this, okay? This is a picture of a science laboratory where there are 2 scientists, or we can say there are 2 science students who are doing some kind of experiments. The first person, who is the girl, is doing some kind of experiment, taking the liquid in their hand, and she is pouring some orange kind of liquid into the blue kind of liquid to see what happens next. The boy is also looking very keenly at the picture, at the experiment that the girl is doing, and at the background we can see some kind of DNA strand, and there's a picture as well, whereas on the foreground there is a machinery. So overall we can see that these 2 people are doing some kind of experiments in a science laboratory, and they are very curious about it. Okay. Alright, so I've managed to get 89 by 90, and um, this is exactly what I did, except I used some other words, okay? But this is a very good guidance of what you should do, okay? Embroidery, where some words are detected differently, uh, and that should be okay for the exam, okay? In the exam, you shouldn't be worried about these kinds of errors. As long as you are pronouncing it properly, you know that you are doing it great. Some hesitation, some mistakes are also fine, okay? Like I did make some mistakes in the middle. I said something else. That's okay, all right? Okay, time for this kind of picture. No pollution, no wind, no power. Power, rotation of blades, wind machine. Okay. This is a picture of a wind machine where we can see an equipment like a fan, and they are rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. We can see that the rotation of blades is happening, and which generates the power. The wind machine is a very small device here, and it does not create any pollution. So there is no pollution, and there is also no wind, means no power. That means there is a shortage, or there is a shortcoming, that whenever there is no wind, there would not be any power. Therefore, this is only for a temporary purpose, and we cannot use it for the permanent purpose. However, wind machine will save us a lot of money, and also it does not generate any carbon dioxide or any toxic chemicals. Alright guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in the class. This is Anusha.